All right, everybody, welcome to episode 2 of the new Animeyhem podcast. This is the live version. You have me, Otaku James, your host, my co-host Joel,
How
and
we doing, everybody?
our special guest Clement.
Hello, it's your big brother Ghost saying how you doing today?
So we have some crazy stuff going on. We have some pretty fun stuff to talk about. But first off, let's start with what'd you guys read this week?
Like, honey.
Let's see. So far, what have I been reading lately? I know I'm trying to catch up to Invincible because I'm starting to watch the newest season that just came out,
I have to watch that
and
season. No spoilers, please. No spoilers.
yeah, I'm not gonna spoil nothing because it's just
So,
Mark the character Mark is just going through the ringer with every single reaction he's getting through, like seeing like new villains and Mike who is coming to actually um honestly to test his metal, but to see how strong Mark is. And we're starting to see in spoilers, I'm just gonna say the name, Conquest. And it is going to be the most, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna uh put this down from the comic book to the show. It is going to be crazy, and so far, I'm just like sitting down and I'm just losing my mind because how well they animate all of this from the comic book is beautiful as hell, and I love it.
I still love the fact that they in the last season they threw shade about like why is it taking so long, and they're like explaining the process of animating and throwing in stills and stuff, and
Yeah.
they basically answered all the fan questions.
Like you have to wait, and then too, it's like when people start reading the comic books, it just go full throttle. It doesn't have like spaces just to like explain all the story. It's just going through that. It's just going through the comic book, so they have to slow down on it.
Well, and on top of that, Invincible's one of the only monthly comic books that are out there. Like everybody's used to like DC and some mangas that drop weekly. Where
Mhm.
Image Invincible, I believe it's an Image comic, and those drop once a month, and they take their time with their comic books.
And I'm and like and one of the characters named Rex.
Huh, Rex. It's too sweet.
Rex. He has had a big old blow up in this season, and because he was the most hated guy in the Invisible series,
Nobody likes
but
him.
nobody likes him. But in this current season right now, when he get you got like in the head. If y'all pay attention to one of those episodes, he has a change of heart, and
Oh
now he's
no.
acting.
Character growth. Don't
Yeah,
say.
like and it's like, man, like he has been there for Mark for this whole entire time, and I'm starting to love his character. And in the same time, I'm kind of scared because in the same in the same story I think it's about to go, there's a big possibility we're going to it's going to be a tragic story for Rex Load. But I really don't want to see it, but I it's going to be crazy. It's going to change Mark's life, and it's going to open up a new arc for individual as well. So pretty much, I'm just like catching up to the manga, it gets so crazy that um and I think like a lot of people was explaining about this with Invisible with the other Visualite King Draxon, and it's just getting like it's just getting crazy. I don't want to spoil it for to you guys, but it's going to
No,
get.
I'm
Hmm?
fully caught up.
Oh, okay. That's then we already know um Draxon is going to what's his fate? Mark's little brother's world. Can't
Oh,
remember,
the Bug World.
in the bug world, and because he got banished from the Visualite kingdom and the colony, um he pretty much decided to mate with everybody.
Yeah. Have you? Speaking of that, have you seen the conversation about could a Viltrumite and a Saiyan breed? And I'm strongly in the realm of no. Do you know why?
What?
Because Viltrumite and Saiyan DNA are super dominant. They couldn't combine because one of them has to become one of them has to dominate the other, and I don't think they could. I
I think
think
one of them has to become the main
that one of them would have
um
to step up and be the most dominant DNA and
yeah,
take on all the traits. But if it was to happen and Viltrumite and a Saiyan became 50-50, and you could do a Super Saiyan Viltrumite, dude, you're basically Zeno.
You know, I asked a question. It was one of my more popular TikToks. I asked this like years ago. I said, "What would happen if the Viltrumites invaded planet Vegeta?"
Death to the Viltrumites. Oh no! Hold
yeah,
on, hold on. I take this back. The Saiyans on
Promise.
planet Vegeta never hit Super Saiyan. So, and Vegeta was astonished that Goku had a power level of 9,000, and Vegeta was an elite warrior at the time. So let's say the strongest Saiyan on the planet has 25,000 power level. Viltrumites is walking that planet.
Hmm.
But if it was a full planet of Super Saiyan 1s, it's a good fight. If there's one Super Saiyan 3, 4, or God, Viltrumites are dust.
Like,
mm,
I love the King Vegeta blew up 3 planets.
Viltrumites fart and blow up a planet. They just choose not to.
mm. Wait, Visualites can destroy a planet?
Yeah, they'll fly straight through them.
I thought like in Visual they have to like um because the one instance that they destroyed the planet with Mark, Omni Man, the Space Rider, and a few more people because planet Viltrum was unstable at that time,
Mm-hmm.
so they have to really plan it out by flying through a planet that was like that was that was pretty much not stable. So he had a ghost. I think it was ghost, not ghost. Space Rider had this type of weapon, and I believe it was playing the series that the gun was so strong that it can destroy
Mm-hmm.
anything, and everyone that that the bully was passing by.
Yeah,
So it.
but if I remember right, a Viltrumite like took one of those shots to the chest and like patted it off like it was nothing.
Mm,
If I'm remembering, I could be wrong. It's been a long
mm,
time since I read the comic books, and I haven't watched it since season 2 was new. So yeah,
yeah. So um, but pretty much they plan for that. I mean. Mark's father already knew the planet was unstable at that time, so they had to like think it out. They had to like plan the acceleration of the speed. They had to like they say if it doesn't work, if it doesn't go as planned, like they would, you know, be splatting into the Earth's crust. They're not gonna have enough speed to actually enter to the planet's core and then destroying it from there. It was like one big old like plan. Like, have you ever seen how Batman pretty much planned out? Because failsafe, if people was paying attention to that certain comic, failsafe pretty much destroyed the lookout, and Batman was planning out how to get back on Earth without any like assistance from a jet or airplane whatsoever. So he has to really plan it out, going to the Earth's crust using a jet, and it's like okay, that's I didn't know. That's pretty cool how they actually did it. But you know, stuff like that.
All right, Joel, what's the last thing you read, or what did you read this week?
Um, I've been kind of like dancing through different manhwas, and I'm getting. I really kind of like. I'm starting to get into the manhwa like isekai equivalency. There's a lot of really good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I have been reading kaiju. Um,
Kaiju number 8.
what's that?
Kaiju number 8.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
Uh,
good one.
yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic because I'm actually buying the manga and rebuilding my collection. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I've been reading that. And then I've also been reading, I don't know if you saw the movie, but it's based off of a Spanish folklore. The movie's called Pan Labyrinth.
Oh,
If
Pan's
anybody's,
Labyrinth.
yes.
Oh yeah.
Uh, El Laberinto del Fauno. And it is a spectacular book. It's so unbelievably dark, and it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's a dark one.
It's an even darker book.
Well, when the book first came out, it was only in Spanish, and they
Mm-hmm.
didn't release the English translation for like 3 years, which annoyed me. So I waited for it, read the book when it first dropped, and it was you couldn't put it down.
Mm-hmm.
So
So like
yeah.
reading
So I had the flu this week.
Vader as well. Vader comics.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I had the flu this week, so I didn't read a lot. I did get to read the newest issue of The Beginning After the End. Oh my god, it is coming up to the end of that, and I am so scared to see how it ends. Um,
Mm.
I read the new issue of Shut Up, You Evil Dragon. I don't want to raise kids with you, and it is getting super adorable. Like the the protagonist and antagonist just need to finally like say that they like each other. Like it's getting old. Um, and then that's really all I read this week. So what did you guys end up playing?
Let me go first.
Yeah,
Hmm.
go for it.
All right. So far, I've just been playing Master Duel Yu-Gi-Oh and basically
Hold on.
some Street Fighter.
Is Master Duel Yu-Gi-Oh the old PS1 version or
It's like the PS. It's like the new current Yu-Gi-Oh game that's based on the current format
oh
of Yu-Gi-Oh currently now.
okay.
But it's kind of like the big brother of all of the well the little brother of all the Yu-Gi-Oh games that ever came out for it,
Oh
and including the other Yu-Gi-Oh links. That's being like a speed duel type of format. So there's that.
So, have you seen the leaks for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Dueling World?
No, I didn't see that. Like
So,
I didn't. I
so imagine a Yu-Gi-Oh! Gotcha game online where you get to run up to people and challenge them to duels and like official online duels. The more duels you win, the more money you earn, the more packs you can open. Like it's everything you like of an online MMORPG with everything you like of Yu-Gi-Oh. And sorry for the background, my kids are playing with the dogs.
mm,
But yeah, the leaks on that is it's coming out. It's gonna hit PC, PS5, all the consoles, plus it's gonna be a phone app. So Genshin, but Yu-Gi-Oh.
mm. Yeah, that'll be. I'm gonna have to pay attention to that when I get a chance. Um, but besides that, I've just been playing a, lo- a lot of Warframe,
Nice.
especially Warframe 2099. I think that's the newest update, and I just been grinding and playing enough of the game, and honestly, I'm kind of burnt out.
I'm surprised you haven't picked up Soul Frame yet.
I keep thinking, I just didn't have the time. I just didn't have the time. Like
Well,
honestly.
the good thing is like Warframe, it's a free game out there, but
Mhm.
it's a, instead of like multiple planets, it's one big map. A really great story. It's got uh it's got a whole bunch of grinding for like new weapons, new armor, stuff like that. It's a lot like Warframe, but it's got this like how do I put the ambiance of it? Imagine if the Aztecs like got to revolutionary or not revolutionary, got to like medieval technology with magic.
Mm. Shoot, that sounds cool. That sounds really cool.
Is that on
Mhm.
PS5?
Uh, it
Oh yeah,
should be.
it's most definitely on PS5. And I think that's all. I think that's all the games I've been playing so far. Um, anything else? I'm just waiting for um Hunter Monster Hunter,
Monster Hunter
the new one
Rise.
that's coming out. Yeah, that's gonna be the one that's gonna take up all my time. Like when it comes out. So that's a one game I'm like really waiting to get my hands on.
Oh, Soul Frame hasn't dropped for PS5 yet. It's still on PC only. It is planning to come to PS5 in 2025. So
All right.
PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S. The only differences between the X and S is the X will be able to play at 4K, while the S series is restricted to 1080p and I. That's cool.
Mm.
Um, I have been playing an exceeding amount of Baldur's Gate 3. I am changing going through again for like my third character. And I'm going through, originally, I was going to go through as a paladin, Oath of Vengeance, and it was really good. It was a very strong character, but I designed it after me because I don't know, I like doing that sometimes. Um, and then I was like, I'm going to change him to a druid and have them turn into werebears and shit, and it's awesome. Having fun with that. Because there's two characters I never got on my first playthrough was Minthara, the Drow Paladin of Vengeance. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just use her and I'll change. So that worked out really well. I'm done with my Witcher phase, and I have been playing and get almost finished with Knights of the Old Republic on my Switch. And then this is all gonna hit pause, unfortunately. But except Knights of the Old Republic, I play that when I'm laying down because I have the Switch Lite. So you know, this is all anticipation for Monster Hunter when I get to. And just so everyone who watches or listens to this, there will be no debate. There's no argument. There's no discussion. There's no counter to this. I'm the best greatsworder there is.
That's okay. That's okay because there's no better charge blade user than me. I'm the best. I'm the best.
What do you?
Okay. Charge blade works all about combos. What's your biggest
I
combo?
played both. I played the bow class.
You are a wonderful human being.
Look, all I'm saying is I was able to take down Nergigante on Monster Hunter World in 2 combos. So that's all I'm saying.
Tell me when you fought Elatrion.
Yeah, well, I've beaten Monster Hunter World. Like I've beaten the DLC on it too, but like some of those monsters, you're not beating with a crew of people in 2 combo hits. Like
I heard that they nerfing like some of the weapons before the game comes out.
No, so this is what I'm hearing. Like a bunch of people are talking about it. Like every dang video on YouTube is talking about the roadmap for Monster Hunter right now, and they're all mad because 2025 is getting 1 monster update, and it's the Kitsune, and 1 weapon update or 1 armor and weapon update with the Kitsune. But then 2026 has like something new happening every month. And I'm like, what are you all mad about? We're getting a brand new game. They're giving you, what, 3/4 of a year to figure it out with 1 monster update. And then the next year, it's going to hit and then hit and then hit. And then the DLC and then hit again and again and again.
Like, see, I don't understand about people's like patience about um all the updates of the games. Look, the game is just coming out. We don't expect to have like most of the game. They probably had like all the things like they actually needed to like be in the game. We just don't know um what's in the game until we play it.
Yeah. I mean, and no matter what, you're gonna have to grind every monster, get every armor set, every weapon that you want for them, because you're gonna need to have that collection of weapons and armors that you can switch up for every other monster fight. It's not just, hey, I really like this armor, I have to go use this armor. No, it's, hey, I'm fighting this dude, I need this armor or I'm screwed.
Oh my god! Please let the Black Diablos be in this game. Please let the Black Tigrex be in this game. And please let me see the Lagia Cruise one more time because I missed that battle. I'm one of 7 people who enjoyed Underwater and Monster Hunter Tri.
Look, I am only hoping for 1 monster to run rampant in this game through every map again, and that's the Devil Joe. Bring back our Devil Joe.
Yeah, thanks.
They tried to give us that fake Devil Joe in Monster Hunter World.
No,
he was one of the first.
That was the best Devil Joe. What are you talking about? When you gotta understand. Godzilla. What was that Godzilla movie that dropped? And then they dropped in the Devil Joe redesigned based off of Godzilla. And the creator of the Devil Joe came out and was like, my 2 favorite monster movies are Godzilla's and Tremors. So I made the Devil Joe.
Mm.
And I was like, oh my god, it totally is a graboid mixed with Godzilla. So yeah, I really love that double jump. But yeah, I was sick this week, so I didn't play a lot. I only did my daily logins for Wuthering Waves and Genshin, and yeah, that's really it. When I started feeling better, I've almost completed all of Inazuma, like all of it. Like the only thing I haven't done on there is like the little quests and the world quests, but I've almost got every chest, every innocuous. I have every innocuous, so my statue is maxed out. And I've done every mini puzzle and every mini game. Like I only have maybe 10 more to do for the whole area. Then I have to go do all the world quests and stuff. But it's been a grind. So yeah, that's all I really played.
And Willing played like I saw you online playing the game. I was like, the game is so smooth. Like
Oh yeah,
like
Wuthering Waves is amazingly good. It's
and then they capitalized like how good was the fighting with other
with the
characters.
dude, they made switching important. Like switching your characters in the middle of combat is important. It is like a needed. So you have to really rely on your teams. They took they it's like they played Genshin and they played a bunch of other gotcha games and they listened to the fans and they're like, "Hey, I have a problem with this. I have a problem with this. I have a problem with this." And they're like, "By the way, here's Wuthering Waves. All those things you complain about for these games, we did right in this game." And they were right. And the one thing I really like about Wuthering Waves is they're generous. They're hella generous. I'm maybe 4 hours into the game and I have enough of the like currency to wish at least 50 or 60 times.
Damn.
Dude, that's taking me over 3 months in Genshin to get.
Mihoyo would never.
Right? no,
Mihoyo would never.
no other gotcha game would be like that. I'm sitting here like, holy shit! Like,
It's like this makes me want to be on Mihoyo's ass. Like you got a $1 billion business, and you telling me that you couldn't give me a few primo gems, a few wishes, give me none of that, but I have to farm for it. Even if I get it, I'm just going to get a character that was not even part of the banner.
right? Oh, mm.
And I hate that because I already got a tier 5 uh I had a tier 5 Ganyu.
Oh,
And
don't talk to me right now. I'm so jealous.
so,
Dude, I'm telling you, that game hates me because I want Ganyu so bad. She is such a good DPS archer. She is so good. And she's.
Check on the bike. I didn't get it.
I'm just saying,
yeah.
she is so good. And she's adorable.
Hmm.
She's a DPS cryo archer. And every time she comes up on banner, I have wasted like 3,000 wishes on her before, and I keep failing. I keep getting people that are just. I'm like, should I have gotten the hard? Like, okay, so they just reintroduced hard pity. So at 166 wishes, no matter what, you're getting your banner 5-star. Okay, but they didn't introduce that since the last time she was on banner, and now I'm sitting here going, she was just part of the Lantern Ride event, and I wished for her 170 times. Still didn't get her. I got her weapon. I didn't get her.
I like the fact that Ganyu and Lord, she both have like every different types of weapons, like spear, sword, and including her iconic arrow, bow and arrow. Like I'm like, you could add this in the game if she wanted to, if the creator wanted to. Because why are you gonna show me? Why are you gonna show me that Ganyu can use different weapons and in Genshin Impact, but not putting in the game?
See, that's my whole thing with Raiden Shogun. They show her using a katana. Her burst is a katana. Why is she a shield user? Or why is she a spear user?
I think I guess like the whole like samurai who also use spears. Well, yeah, um, spears as weapon too. That kind of makes sense, but honestly, that's not really her forte weapon. It's her sword. Like that's her like the bane of her character. She always uses that sword. Like you never see her using a different type of weapon in any type of like story of her.
No, during the storyline, she uses a spear very often. But there's a so those who have played the storyline, I'm sorry. Those who haven't played the storyline, you know that there's actually two Raiden Shoguns. There's Raiden Shogun, who is locked into a spirit world where she is preserving her life and preserving herself for when she is needed. And then there's the puppet E. The puppet E is the spear user. That's technically the Raiden Shogun you pull when you pull for her on the Wish Banner. Raiden Shogun only appears when you use her burst. So that's when she's pulling the sword out. That's Raiden Shogun, not E.
Because he's just a just a puppeteer of.
Basically, Raiden doesn't have a body anymore, so she created a homunculus with a fake identity and personality, and that homunculus is E. But because she's locked into another dimension, preserving her life so she can be immortal, basically, whenever she wants to come back to the real world, she just pops into E's body, and E doesn't get a choice. Because technically, that's her body. I mean,
Damn.
it's messed up, but I'm like, okay, that's screwed up, but this is some crazy stuff going on. Okay, speaking.
You,
Go ahead.
you literally reminded me. I have to log into Where the Ring Waves and check and see if I got any stuff. It's been a couple days.
You should at least log in every day and pull your banner stuff. That's the only thing I say to do is log in every day, pull your banner stuff, and then once you get all the banners complete, don't log in for. You should only then log in. Log in if you're not going to play the game. You're going to just chill, wait on it, set an alarm for 15 days, and then start logging back in because then they give you more stuff to encourage you to stay and play the game.
You see what happens when Mihoyo would have actually showed a little bit of love
So
for his fan.
Mihoyo does that. If you don't play the game for 30 days, no, you're missing out on more than you would be. But then you get this thing called the Star Spangled Banner, and you get a whole bunch of wishes. You get 10. You get 10 antiquated wishes.
Yeah. I hadn't played in like a year and a half. I didn't get.
Yeah, but you're not very far. Like the only way you can unlock it is if you're past adventure rank 10.
Well, I meant like maybe or something.
Yeah. So you got to be at least you have to be at least past adventure rank 10, and you have to at least open up the wishes and the banners and stuff like that before you can get the Star Spangled thing. So yeah, but speaking of crazy stuff, let's talk about the divide that's happening right now in the anime community on TikTok and YouTube and everything, because there is like this is kind of bothering me because the anime community is kind of locking itself into two echo chambers. You have an echo chamber of one ideology and an echo chamber of another ideology that has nothing to do with anime whatsoever. It has nothing to do with games. It has nothing to do with nerd stuff at all. And it's simply based on who you voted for. But one side will say, "Hey, I voted for this person. I think we agree on some stuff. The only thing we don't agree on is politics." The other side is like, "You voted for them, block." And that's developing an echo chamber, and it's not good.
Mm.
Oh, don't leave me hanging.
Okay, so I think this is a very kind of like a sensitive subject because I won't say who I voted for on on the internet. I won't do it. Um, I'll comment on a few videos here and there, but on both sides. So it's a little tricky there. However, I have seen popular people, really popular people, who have just been cast aside by a ton of their followers because they said who they voted for or they took a certain stance. Today I took kind of my first stance. My first stance was Dragon Age is not a good game.
It's a
It's just not objectively.
okay.
It's not a game.
I will give Dragon Age, the Veilguard, one thing. It has a great combat system.
Yes, but does it do
But
anything new?
no. But outside of that, the story is you have to play it this way. We're not going to let you go against like every other Dragon Age. You were allowed to go against the theme. In this one, you're not. You're tunneled into a one choice, and it's not a good choice. I'm not okay with it.
But my thought was this: game saying a game that where a huge portion of it is its combat. There will be fighting, lots of fighting. It's saying it has a good battle system, but brings nothing new to the table is exactly like you saying, "Hey, everybody, I did my job today. Applaud me."
You want to know why Dragon Age? You know for a fact the problem with Dragon Age Veilguard was the writing, not the combat systems, not the gameplay. All the game devs have their jobs. The writers all got fired.
That's very true. That's very true. But look at it this way. Same thing happened to Destiny, right? It had great writers and it had really good gunplay, but it lost a huge portion of its fan base for the DLC bullshit because you weren't buying a full game. A ton of it was ripped out, and if you wanted to learn the lore, you had to go and dig with a shovel.
Well, then on top of that, they've locked away the first in, like if I went and got Destiny 2 right now from the release title, I have the release hard copy and everything. If I went and plugged that into my PlayStation right now and installed it, I couldn't play any of it. Like I didn't buy anything up to the point that's already been archived. Like I can't do shit.
Now, now let me explain about this because I'm a big fan. I've been playing a lot of. I'm mostly in the Destiny community for a lot of good reasons. So with
Yeah,
that,
I'm saying it's
they got rid of. Hmm?
I'm not saying it's a bad game at all.
It, it's it is not a bad game.
No,
It's a good game. I I agree with you, my brother. I agree with you. But there are some devs or the some people who got rid of a lot of artists and a lot of people who was working on the sandbox just for the final shape. And the dude who fired them all pretty much was buying um, different types of. They don't no. They have. He invited all the people who was working on Destiny 2 just to show them the cards he has. And I was like, so you fire all of them who was working on the final shape just to show them like a card, and I was like, wow, that is like what the hell? And like, and just now, I think somebody on YouTube just explained about this. They got rid of the Red War expansion, the very first game starting for Destiny 2.
It's not
They
just
they
that.
don't got.
It's not just that. They locked all the way up until the Witch Queen. You cannot play any expansions up till the Witch Queen.
It's and the thing is, the gameplay is good. The story is good. Um, I love the fact they're giving us small little seasons of like the Echo season or.
Well, it's a live action game. They want you guys they want something happening every week to keep your interest. Which don't get me wrong,
Okay.
I love that about Destiny. I love the fact that the devs were interacting with the players. For crying out loud, my name was on the Destiny website for a week because I was the first person in the world to pull a sniper rifle. And I was like, holy cow, I even got a special message from them saying, congrats, you're the first person in the world to get this. I was like, yes,
Have it free.
right? Like, dude, they sent me a t-shirt, they sent me a book, like all congratulating me. I was like, this is awesome. You don't hear any of those stories anymore.
Mm. Like, do you remember? We're pretty much in the area of being old enough. There was back when I was little, and I'm 40. There was this game series that came out, and you would have to complete puzzles, mail this stuff in, and you could win like an actual jeweled crown. You can win.
The tree
There
of
was
mana.
no, no, it was like no, they gave you real shit.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
final
Like
prize.
if you did the puzzle and you figured out the word problem in the back of the game guide of Legend of Mana and you mailed it in, they sent you a bonsai tree that looks like the tree of mana with instructions on how to keep it alive.
That's cool. What I'm
What?
saying is, there was they had 4 different elements. It was like fire, earth, air, and water, and then all 4 of the winners of the 4 games would compete and try and solve all 4 games in one sitting, and they would change the puzzles around. They would have special edition cartridges that would change around the puzzles, so you couldn't just remember how to do them. And the winner of that would win an actual gilded sword with like a ruby the size of a quarter. And but the problem is the company went bankrupt.
Because they kept giving out gilded swords with rubies the size of a quarter.
Like real stuff, like made out of jade, and like it was.
Yeah, if you there was a little itty bitty card inside of the original case of Breath of Fire 4 that, and when you opened it up and it fell out, most people were like, screw this, and threw it away. But if you actually read that thing, it asked you a very important question that is a spoiler for the end of the game, and it literally says, it asks you the final question of the game. Do you choose, whose side do you choose? Your party's or foul lose?
Mm-hmm.
If you marked it, threw a stamp on the thing, and sent it in, you got a free game guide for it.
Mm-hmm.
And that game guide told you how to unlock all the dragon spirits, how to boost up your entire fairy village, where to put each fairy, and how to maximize everything. It was an awesome
I was
guide.
really good at the Fairy Village. I was really good at the Fairy Village, but you know what I was never really good at was I was only able sometimes to get alternate versions of the dragon. You know how Night turns into Myrmidon, but it was only like 1 or 2 of them. I could never get like all of them.
Yeah, that guy would have told you how to get them all. But Clement,
Yeah.
we got on a rant. Go back saying what you're saying about Destiny.
Yes. Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But I love the like the game to me, like, and with going back to Destiny One, and they finally like split up with Activision. And I think they did that like in the Rise of no Rise of
Nope, it was the Witch Queen. Because if you think about it now, everything that Activision was a part of has been archived.
yeah, that's true. It was, including Iron Banner in Destiny One as well. They don't even do that anymore.
They took away our swoop racing. Bring it back.
Oh my god! Like they was like, well, nobody's not playing the game or whatever. I'm like, I was playing the game. It was actually Sparrow Racing was actually fun.
Right?
I enjoyed it, and the fact that they gave us skimmers like hoverboards, I was like, bring it back. Like I wanted it to like come back so I can have more customization, so they can just give us. And then the armor system for Sparrow Racing was cool as shit, and I was like, I wanted to be the Flash.
If you type on Google right now, Destiny 2 Sparrow, the very first thing is racing and when is it coming back? Let's see. Destiny 2 Sparrow Racing in 2016. The most wanted event for return has no plan to coming back because of the split from Activision. It was an Activision property. What?
Give me like 1 minute.
It only appeared twice in the game. Once December 8th, 2015, and the second time December 13th, 2016.
I am a fan of the Resonator Tausha,
Oh, yeah.
or I also enjoy Mortefi
Yep.
because he's just a cool dude.
I've only
He's
pulled
cool.
one Resonator right now, and that's the plant girl, starts with an E. I can't think of her name.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but I pulled her because she's a healing DPS and she stomps.
What a great combination! A healing DPS. It's like a paladin.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she is she is she's a cute little girl that all you want to do is pick up and hug, but she's a monster. She bonks you on the head and then says, "Here, feel better."
I am so tired of two stereotypes. Number one, I am tired of the little adorable mascot character that's in all. Okay, the Teddy in Persona 4.
Yeah,
Okay? Tired of that. Tired of that. Second thing I'm tired of, I am tired of the overly anime, this close to chibi character, but that is also using a super heavy, like, hammer that is really strong.
okay.
I'm so tired of that.
I love that trope. I absolutely love
I
that
know.
trope because it's just so funny.
I will say, I will say, I will say that as a Bleach person, I can't be completely tired of that trope. For a specific pink-haired vice captain who's also I can't say because I don't know who knows what she really is yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
That you do.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were finishing up the gaming cycle. We were talking about the controversies.
Yeah.
And Clement was talking about how wonderful Destiny is.
Yes.
Even though some of the community does have been complaining about the pacing of the Echo story, and I'm like, the last Echo story we had was a lot of people was like, well, the story. I don't want to wait for a whole other week to introduce the part of the story, and they was like, oh, and so Bungie was like, okay, fine, we're gonna listen to y'all. We're gonna issue the full story, and y'all gonna have to deal with that. And so they did. And they complained about that. It's like, well, you know,
Yeah,
I can't.
you can't make the Destiny community happy, and you can't make them
Mm,
happy because it's just how do I put this? You can't make them happy because they want everything, and then when you give them everything, it wasn't enough.
and it's the fact that like, and I understand like there's not a lot. They the only complaint from me, is yeah, they got build crafting, they have different weapons that's coming out. They do have a lot of that, but sometimes it's just like, where's the power play?
Dude,
And like,
I hate the fact that they put build crafting in there because if I'm grinding for a legendary gun and it finally drops and you give me a legendary with shitty stats and I have to go grind for it again, I'm gonna be pissed.
mm, mm. And it's like, uh, I I wanted to have like a double stat of whatever perk you get, because if I'm farming for a difficulty nightfall, and and I have to spend maybe a hour or two to finish, because nightfalls now is just like annoying as shit, and they try their best to not make it easy for anybody, even though I love it. But at the same time, it's just like, if you're not into build crafting, you're not going to get this far. You're not going to get far into the into the playlist. Farming for every weapon that's special to of that nightfall. So it's like, I be skipping over it. I sometimes just play other game modes. I play dungeons, sometimes raids. If you can find a good team, if they
Oh,
don't
dude,
leave.
I can't do raid teams simply because I remember raid teams back when Destiny 1 was happening and they're like, "Oh,
Now,
don't have Galahorn,
overclass.
don't have Galahorn, can't be here."
Get out my party, get
Get
out of
out my
there. Like,
dude.
Hey, Gallagher.
I need to do this raid to get Galahorn. Don't care. Get out. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to get Galahorn if nobody's gonna help me get Galahorn?
what about Black Spindle, like, or the Black Hammer,
Oh,
like,
dude.
that that was I played the Destiny one when it came out, and I just got Black Spindle, and as a legendary version of it. And then after that, it came out with another um, quest that you can actually farm for the exotic version of Black Spindle, or AKA in Destiny 2, um, the Whisper of the Worm.
Oh yeah. I remember grinding for
Oh,
that. That was not a fun one.
it was not fun because it was a time gated exotic quest, and you had to wait in the I think it was the EDC or on Mars, and you had to wait for the portal to open up. But now
And then
it
if
is.
you didn't get through the portal with the team, you're screwed.
Mm, yeah. Oh God! Don't even.
The portal was only open for so many minutes, and
And then like the puzzle was, everybody was trying to figure out, the puzzle part was the hardest one, that you had the not the puzzle part, but the you had to navigate through the labyrinth just to get in and fight a whole nother battle, and you was on a set time, not that long. You only have around um 20 25, I think it was 25 minutes or 30 30 minutes to complete the game before the time runs out, and you don't get nothing. And I used to hate it because if I don't have a team that is like all in one accord, I'm it's not gonna happen.
So I don't know if do you guys remember the old magazine called Game Informer?
Yeah, I used to
Okay.
get my
So
um
so
subscription.
way way back in the day when Destiny was still being talked to about, one of the original creator and original writer was sitting down for an interview, and the interviewer, I can't remember who it was, but he was like super famous at the time. And you were like, wow, he's actually doing this. I want to say it was like that dude that hosted American Idol or something. But huh?
Hmm.
What was that?
Ryan Seacrest?
I think it was him. I can't remember, but he was doing an interview for Game Informer with the original writer of Destiny, and he was like, how did you come up with your character designs for each of the classes? And he was like, well, I used to have this book with all of George Lucas's original designs for Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, Obi-Wan, Han Solo, Leia, Chewbacca, everything. And he was like, okay, where's this going? And he goes, well, Darth Vader's original design was he was capeless. He had these giant shoulder pads. He had like a football helmet with like this respirator over him, and this like goggles that he would take off and show his like scarred face. And he goes, all those original designs inspired me, so I built the Titans based off of Darth Vader's original design. And Luke Skywalker was this like desert nomad with a respirator, and because Tatooine was not supposed to be, it was supposed to be like no air on it because it's a desert planet. What's generating the air? And he goes, so I took that nomadic look and I turned it into the hunters, and Obi-Wan was based off of this, you know, this wizard living in the middle of nowhere, druid guy, and I took Obi-Wan's design for the warlocks, and I was like, I'm so in on this game. Like, there was so much hype for the game, and when it dropped, it looks nothing like it does now, and I can't help but feel that Destiny is not what it set out to be. And I don't know who to blame on that. Do we blame the devs or do we blame the community? Because I don't know if it was the community shouting and screaming and yelling at the devs, or the devs just do whatever the hell they want. I think the biggest mistake they did was fire the original writer and designer. Like, he should have never been let go.
I mean, there was a lot of. I mean, Activision did have some kind of part of that too, because they did remove a lot of clips that that was a part of Destiny One,
Yeah,
and
like Luke
and
Cage.
yeah, oh my god, they removed that because people, well, we don't like y'all using Luke Cage or whatever to make your material. I was like, but there's not a lot of farm. There was not no strikes. There was not a lot of strikes in the game, so you have to play one singular mode until
Well,
the rise of.
you had those quests that would just randomly drop, like those event quests that would just randomly drop throughout the game. Strikes didn't come in till the second season, you want to say. Um,
Hmm.
but in the original vanilla game, there was the loot cave, there was the raid, There was the story quests. There was the replayable story quests. Like you could once you beat the story, you could replay it anywhere. You could just select a quest and go do that part of the story, and you could grind out. You could grind out equipment in that. Like my favorite thing was playing the very first level of the game all over again.
Yeah, that was a good part of the game that like a lot of people like. But sorry. I think.
Anyways, um, I gotta go to work tomorrow. So
Oh yeah,
what's the next?
let's wrap it up. Yeah, we thanks for coming on, Clement. Guys, you'll definitely see Clement more. He's a good friend. He'll be on the show on and off as much as possible. Clement, where can they find you?
You can find me on TikTok. You can pretty much protector of the eyes of not a Yu-Gi-Oh card, sorry. The protector of the saints or the primordial king of saints. You can actually find me on TikTok, Instagram, and also Facebook. But pretty much those are the names of where you can find me.
Yeah, I'll try to list them all down in the description on YouTube. So all you gotta do is click and go. Joel, where can they find you?
You can find me at pretty much all my mutuals at flower_kimono, flower_kimono _captain, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And you can also find me on the same socials as this podcast's YouTube channel.
Yep. And you guys know me. You can find me at Otaku James on TikTok. You can find me there on Twitch. You can come watch me play Weather and Waves. And you can find me here on YouTube. Make sure to check the gaming tab so you can see my Weather and Waves stuff. I have to re-record a whole bunch of stuff, so I have to start a whole new file on Weather and Waves because holy crap, that beginning is amazing. Let's just say that
Dragons.
like
Dragon.
3 hours of my original gameplay is completely corrupted, so whenever I try to watch it, it's all blocky and gross. So, yeah, sorry. But alright, thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe and share the show. Thank you much. Bye.